to record to this computer because I don't want Robert calling me like, hey, I didn't get those nuggets. I had to step out. I'm like, damn, I didn't record it. But now we have it recorded, Robert, so you can smile and dial after we're done. So anyhow, has anybody heard that objection? I heard it for the first time on Monday. I'll say it again. I was at a listing appointment with this lady called Natalie McCoy. She's thinking about selling. She's 72 years old. Her and her husband are retired. They make about $5,000 a month in Social Security. I'm not sure why they really want to sell. If it's a nice house, they probably want to just downgrade because they're overwhelmed with bills. So they're open to selling and buying a condo. So we're here now. I heard that objection. We were at the living room with Felix. And she said, Alfred, I'm so excited about selling. I'm so happy I don't have to pay a buyer commission. She brought it up, and what I did is I acknowledged it. I said, you're absolutely right, Natalie. You don't have to pay any buyer commission. And just so you know, you couldn't pay them 20 years ago. In the contract, it states that you're not entitled to pay a commission. But let me ask you this. Would you like me to get you one offer or 10 offers on your house? She's like, well, the more the merrier. Exactly. So that's exactly why if I charge you between 4 and 5%, depending on how this interview goes, I'm going to pay the buyer agent from my commission. I'm going to split it with them. Okay? So you don't have to worry about paying them. I'll make sure I'll share my commission. Then, boom, that went away, and we kept talking. So the next steps for Ms. Natalie McCoy is to talk to the lender and see if we can qualify her for a smaller loan, but she's still going to net about 160 to 180 of the sale of her home. So there's hope at the end of the tunnel. I did hear from her yesterday. It's just a follow-up. Sometimes we go on these listing appointments just like Ms. Garcia did right now or yesterday. And some of these appointments, just because they didn't sign, doesn't mean they're not going with you. Sometimes they're just a nurture and a follow because they're not ready to go. So don't feel like, oh my God, I went to a listing appointment, I didn't get it. You're not going to get it all the time. Sometimes it takes 2-3 days before they say, hey, we're ready to go. But anyhow, unmute yourself. Anybody that has any questions or anything that's going on, it's open game here. There's 20 of us. Hopefully we get at least up to 25. I'm going to be texting other people. So please share your thoughts.
I have a question. Oh, all right.
I did too, whenever.
All right, ladies first.
Okay, so you said you spoke with her about charging 4 to 5% depending on how the conversation was going to go. Is there a reason why you didn't go the full 6%?
Yes, because it wouldn't make any sense me charging her 6% when I need her to keep as most money in her pockets. And I also want to do the right thing.
Okay.
She's battling cancer. Her and her husband are in their 70s, 80s. I completely don't understand why they still want to buy. At that age, I would just enjoy my money. But I just want to do the right thing. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's just, I got to do the right thing. I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's the reason why. And I wanted to throw humor there when I say, I don't know, depending on how this interview goes, I might charge you 5 to 4%. And I was just making it humorous. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, expected from you. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Robert, what you got?
I guess the question is, and I know this came up a few weeks back, and Alex mentioned this, that as listing agents, we're not allowed to say that we're going to split commission anymore, or how do we maneuver around that?
No, you're still allowed to.
So we can still, because there's nothing on everything I've read, there's nothing that says you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Yeah, they said that it's still allowable, so.
It's just not disclosed in the MLS, that's it.
It's just not disclosed in the MLS. It's
That's
basically
That's
the
the
same
only
thing. Yeah.
And then you can tell it anywhere you want. Do it anywhere except the MLS. Other than that, you can just preach about commission anywhere except the MLS.
Robert,
we do have a listing coming up pretty soon. We're gonna offer 2%, so you guys know.
I did hear I was going through a seminar for CRMLS, and they did mention that you can use a sign writer on top of it for sales sign to put the commission. You just cannot take the picture and post it on the MLS, so you will be fined.
Yeah, you just
Got
can't
it.
have it on the MLS at all. You can't have it on the MLS. You can't have it on an
No.
IBX. You can't have it on like a separate
No,
web.
private remarks, nothing like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So we
here's
can
a
start
little.
making readers.
So here's a little trick for you guys. When you get a listing on the key, buy those little keychains that have the little paper and put the percentage of what you're offering there. Okay. Well, first and foremost, number two is now us agents are going to communicate because buyer agents don't communicate. All they do is text. They don't pick up the phone and say, hey, you know, what are you looking in this offer? Now they just email you. They don't even call to see how you're doing. The lender doesn't call. There's a lot of buyer agents still out there that do that. That's not a good thing to do.
I always
But
do call.
yeah,
I do
you
call
have
too.
you
Most of the time
call,
I get that from listing agents. Who don't
have your,
answer.
if you're a buyer agent, you be call, have your lender call, have your broker call, and have your mom call. I'm having everybody freaking call that listing agent, right? I want to bombard them. Like I said, we met Felix through a video. Do a bomb video. Hey, I'm at your listing. My buyers love it. Tell them how you love Rocha's listing. We're gonna submit an offer as soon as we get to our office. Boom, send them that video. Move on. Hey, you're gonna separate yourself from the rest. I'd rather be bold than broke. You know, you gotta be bold, man. So, anyways, anybody? I know Alex Rocha. They had about almost 100 people at their open house. I know you went on a listing appointment. Alex Rocha, I'm going to you first. Did you hear? Did you hear anything about the listing appointment of them paying a buyer agent? Today's the topic of I'm not paying a buyer agent. I heard it for the first time with Felix on Monday, so we're trying to go through that objection today.
Before they could even mention anything like that, I just positioned it that they had the option to not have to pay a buyer's agency, but being completely transparent. I'm here to tell you, you know, everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you want your home sold for top dollar, quoting Felix, you're going to want to pay a buyer's commission because you're going to want buyer's agents to bring people to come and see your property.
Got it. Well said. Well. And how did the listing appointment go? If you don't mind me, I'm not throwing you on the bus. How did it go?
It went really well. They want to downsize their property. They want to move closer to the husband's work. Their insurance is getting higher and higher because they're in the high fire zone and they're on septic. And the home is huge. It's 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, over 3,000 square feet. So she does want to downsize, but she also wants to stay within a comfortable mortgage because her husband is going to retire within 5 years. And that's why I love bringing a lender with me. Yesterday I had Adrian with me, and Adrian talked to them about, you know, refinancing and lowering your rate and different loan options. And she had estimates to show them, which motivated them even more. So they're doing the pre-approval with Adrian. They did it last night. They submitted all their documents and we're just waiting. And I always, when they're not too sure about listing their home, all the right reasons are there as to why they want to list it. But it's all a matter of, are we going to find the right home to move to? So what I encourage them to do is do a pre-approval and just keep it active. Keep their pre-approval active. They're set up on a campaign. If they see a home that they like, then if they start seeing homes that they're like, you know what? There is homes out there that I would like to move to because their home is beautiful. There is homes out there that I would like to move to. We're going to list it. So it's just a matter of kind of getting their buy-in and showing them that it is doable and it is possible and it is worth it. But their home is so beautiful. I wouldn't be able to leave that house.
That's awesome. Oh, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else going on appointments and has got that objection? Anybody? I know, Rebecca, you got a couple listings coming up. Any questions or concerns you got?
Well, I couldn't really, it's like the example you gave, in the beginning. My client also has terminal cancer, so I had to, she said that she had a bunch of agents wanting to, you know, pay a certain fee, but she said she could only afford 5,000. So I told her, you know, no worries, I can work with that. I did mention to her about the new the new laws. So I'm not sure that's my worry. I don't know how to, I haven't spoken to her about it because, like I said, she's always like going to, to her treatments, her appointments. And, I don't know. I did mention to her she can offer concessions if she likes. I just haven't gotten to the point to talk to her about the buyer agent's compensation. So I'm not sure how, that will benefit, her, because she's probably thinking, well, out of the money I'm paying you, I want you to, help out the other agent, basically.
Got it. So if I hear correctly, let me ask you this question. Do you feel like you are creating that objection in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you start thinking about all this stuff that's going on right now, right? Because it's uncertain, we don't know what's going on, what's going to happen, blah blah blah. Sometimes as agents, we create our own objections before they even come to us. What you need to focus on is bringing more value, because the more value you bring to someone, they know you're going to service them very well. The commission topic won't even come up. If I go to a listing appointment and they don't question my commission, I'm not going to bring it up. Why would I talk about something that it doesn't concern them? Now I get it. Everybody do the right thing. If I bring that topic up, to me, it's negative talk. But if I know I'm gonna, if I have to, I don't know how I'm still gonna do all this. I'm just still a work in progress. If I do it, I'll bring it up front and I'll tell them what's happening if they bring it up. If they don't, I don't know. I'm not there yet. But to me right now is I'm more my thing is, how am I gonna service them better? Like Alex Rocha said, like this lady that wants to sell Natalie McCoy. If she can't even buy a condo and they can't qualify, there's no it doesn't make sense for me to sell her house. I don't want her to be homeless. I'm not in the business of making people sell. I'm in the business of building relationships and servicing people. But if they can't sell in order to buy, why would I even do that? That's the wrong thing to do.
I did offer my service, well, my value to her from the very beginning. My husband and I helped her box a lot of things in her home that she can't do because she'll trip and she's kind of blind. So we did help her out about a week ago. We went over, we saw the place, and she mentioned like the things she's wanting to do in the home before she sells it, the repairs, the inspections, and the comparables in that area for those mobile homes, the one that sold recently sold for 160, but she wants to list it for 175 because she's renovating it. And she just said, I'm open to negotiating for, the price. If I don't have to do all the repairs, then we can negotiate the price. So maybe that could be a way of me telling her, well, what if, you can offer that in, for a buyer agent compensation instead, if you don't want to cover concessions.
Got it. So another thing that you can do is this. If she doesn't want to pay a buyer agent, ask her if, and once again, this is on you, right? We're just talking right here. We're just talking here. This is not, don't take this. I would ask the buyers when you get that when you list it and you get that buyer, hey, I'm running comps. I want to see what we can get for this manufactured home. I believe there's a little bit of wiggle room. Is your buyer willing to go up, an extra 5 to 10, and I could talk to my seller and get that towards paying your commission, like a credit back or so. Once again, it's still on you here. We don't know where that money's gonna come from, so we're just spitballing it. But you should tell your seller of maybe when this happens, hey, if they offer you an extra 5, 10, would you pay the buyer agent that money and give it back to them if they finance it through the loan? Something like that, right? Once again, this is all still gonna be worked up. I don't have the answers for this yet, but I'm just spinning it around. If anybody else has another suggestion, please unmute yourself. I'm not, Anybody can speak here. So well, how would you spin it around, Alex Garcia?
Well, I think you just have to have an honest conversation with her, like just communicate clearly that, educate her on the benefits of having a buyer's agent and ask her like, where does she expect, that compensation to come from instead of assuming that she wants it to come from your commission. Just have like a direct conversation with her, I would say. I feel like you're just assuming too much and not clearly communicating with her. Like I know you're helping her, but at the same time, you want to, help her, but educate her on the benefits and the reasons. But I think you should educate yourself on like the options too first before even going there, because it just seems like you don't really know which route to take because you're not really aware of like which way you can do it,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because of the new, laws, the revised forms. I know there's different options for us to help the buyer's agent. I just like it's all obviously new to everybody, so I'm just trying to have different options and also educate her about why it's important to have a buyer's agent, but also bringing that value to her and why it's important to have her, to prevent a lawsuit or there's different things that I will have to educate myself to let
Yeah.
her know.
I think the
Yeah.
first step is educating yourself on all the things. So then that way you can educate her. Because otherwise, like you're just kind of assuming too, like that you know more, and then you're not really basing it off of what you've learned from it. So you really need to educate yourself on all the options and what's possible. So then that way you can educate her and guide her better. And
Yeah,
that in
that's
itself
the
brings the value.
yeah, of course. That's what I was going for. Thanks,
Yeah.
Alex.
No worries, Rebecca. And that's why you're here, right? New training
Yeah.
starts. We have training at the office right now. You guys know this. I sound like a broken record. That's exactly why you're here. That's
Yeah.
exactly why you're on this call, because there's going to be a lot of unknown here, right? There's going to be a lot of things that are going to be popping up. And in this community here, we have to share what's going on, right? Some of
Yeah.
us are working different areas. Stefan is in the luxury space. Robert is over there towards Oxnard. Some of us in an empire. I mean, everywhere is going to be different, and that's why we have this community here.
Yeah.
To make sure that we're trying to help each other out, right? But once again, the training, Rebecca, you'll be back soon. The training is going to be off the hook. There's training on Wednesdays at 1:15. All these new forms that are coming up. That's why we need to learn how to do this right away and show up to these trainings to expedite the process, right? I know
Yeah.
some of these trainings are very repetitive, but guess what? The more you do it, it becomes muscle memory. So when that objection comes or that issue pops up, you already know how to handle that problem, because we are getting paid top dollar to be professionals here. Your license doesn't say realtor or agent. It says salesperson. It does not say that stuff. So sales, you're selling the dream, right? You're selling yourself the dream. Why not? If people say, oh, well, you're always trying to sell something. Absolutely, I am selling you something because I'm sold on myself. You have to invest in yourself. And we talked about those things, but hey, that's why you're here. You're in the right cause. So, hey, thank you so much for sharing. I see about 23 of us here, which is awesome. My number was 25. I know I got Arlen coming in soon. I just got a text from him. Anybody else has any concerns going on that's going to be happening in the next couple days? This is a time to address it. Real quick, I'm going to drop a bomb right now. Tomorrow, we have a special event going on at 12 o'clock. Robert's going to post it here on the chat. He's going to post the link and the flyer on the chat. Tomorrow, we have a special guest from the East Coast. This guy has come out on $1 Million Listing. He's gonna talk about opportunities, how to handle this NAR settlement. He's gonna talk about all these opportunities, the way they're handling it in the East Coast, right, Robert? You want to talk about it a little bit, Robert?
Yeah. So we're trying to put together a few events around the NAR settlement. Different perspectives. We had a guy, Jeff Glover. He's part of Glover University, top guy, out in, I believe he was in Detroit, and he gave us a lot of nuggets there, right? He gave us 2 different scripts. So if you guys want to watch that, that recording, that interview took place about 2 weeks ago. And tomorrow we have another guy come in. He has a podcast. He's got a bunch of people show up on that podcast. So again, he brings a lot of different value, a different perspective as to how we can attack the NAR settlement. You know, what can agents do on the selling side, on the listing side, this training. And we're trying to put more events together. And the way we can get more and more people to show up to these interviews is if we can provide that support and join these and comment and most importantly, ask questions, right? Get a different perspective as to how other agents in other states are handling this right now. So I just put the link, events.housester.com/register. It is going to be a webinar. It's going to be myself, Alfred, David asking a bunch of questions, but we want you guys to also start asking questions. And then again, it gets recorded, but nothing better than, you know, showing up live and ask just a few questions.
Awesome, Robert. Anybody else got anything going on? Any objection? Anything that's holding you back from making calls? This is the time. Anything that you want to share that's working for you out there as well. I do see a little bit the market wiggling up a little bit. I just
Alfred,
yes, sir.
I don't mean to intervene, but I wanted to ask you about expired listings. So I'm going to shoot for a campaign and start hitting up these expired listings. And I wanted to ask everyone here, you know, what is your best practice if anyone is actually, you know, involved in cold calling expired listings? And part of my campaigns will be cold calling, text, emails, and mailers. So I'm saying I'm going to send out letters, like personalized letters to these expired listings. And I think my real question is, what is the most effective way to get in the doors of these expired listings?
I got the answer, but anybody want to share their way of anybody's targeting expires?
I don't think there's a magic formula. Everybody works differently.
All right, Alex is true. So the best way, and this is my way, right? Let me see if I can share with you guys. I'm gonna share with you guys. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm about to give you guys a gold nugget here. Okay? I'm opening the doors of Pandora for you guys. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So daily prospects, this is your KV Core. We're going to do more KV Core training. For those at the office that don't have KV Core, you better have a CRM, because without a CRM, you have no business. But real quick, Stefan, to answer your question, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can see it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, look at the red, guys. So I get my data from this company called My Plus Leads. Okay. I pay about $60 a month, and they send me about 2,000, depending on how it is, about 2,000 leads a month. Now these are all sellers. These are not buyers. But remember, some sellers are buyers because they need to sell, to downgrade, whatever the case is. But just today in my 30-mile radius from Fontana, because I pin dropped it, you could do 50-mile radius, you could do 100-mile radius. I want to stay in the Inland Empire. I got 32 expired listings. They get emailed to me on a CSV, and they get Zapier. These are the expires. They get zapped into my KV Core. Now, when it comes to my KV Core, which is all these right here, look, check it out. Keep going. These are 100. Just in 2 days, I have 100 seller opportunities right now. How do I target them? That's your question, Stefan. I'm going to tell you how I do it. Well, the first thing that the system does is when the lead comes in, that lead gets touched with a text and an email first. Number two, it gets touched with a campaign that it's going to follow him the rest of his life because he's in my database. This right here, email all your clients. Every time there's a holiday, he's going to get an email with my branding. The next step is I'm going to add this campaign. I'm going to put a market report on him. So I see that his property is here in Yorba Linda. I'm gonna do a market report for the rest of his life, as long as his email is active. He's gonna get a market report from me with my branding and your Belinda. Now check it out. My system also will send this person. This is a cancel listing. I go to my email. They get a video from me that their contract just ended. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
So look how many times I touched this lead before anybody tries to call. I haven't even talked about the phone call yet. I'm just telling you my automation. I text, email, video. That's 3 times, okay? That's 3 times. Here we go. Then they're gonna get a ringless voicemail from me. That's 4. The phone will ring, but don't never answer. It's going straight to the voicemail. That's 4. Then 5, they're gonna get a text. And then 6, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call them. So I'm touching them 6 times. When an agent, I know agents how they work. Not all of you guys here. You guys are fucking rock stars. But your regular agent is only gonna call once and move on to the next. I already touched this guy six times on the first hit. 6 times I touch him. And guess what? I'm gonna touch him for the next 30 days, 5 to 6 times. Now, you don't think this person's gonna call me back and maybe cuss me out, maybe respond, maybe
Alfred,
say, yes, sir.
I don't want to cut you off because I know you'll keep going on. This is, bro, that shit is crazy. That is fucking bananas, bro. All right, so let me get this straight. So does this leads generation, does it actually integrate with Follow Up Boss?
Yes, it communicates with Follow Boss. Now, let me go to the meat and potatoes now. You guys tell me if it works, right? These are all live conversations. My robot and me are talking to them. I got somebody respond to me yesterday, and I think Gabe is here. Gabe, you here? Unmute yourself. This guy was this
Didn't we
guy.
get it yesterday, Alfred? That call yesterday for the expiry, we had him on the phone for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. There's Felix. There you go, Felix. You were there. So this guy, Agapito Moreno, called me and asked me in Spanish, "Hey, ¿qué pasa, Alfredo Galvan?" He said if I had my direct number in Spanish. So I sent him my number. He calls me. The house is in Perez. Look at the house, guys. I'm showing you guys all these nuggets because this is real shit. He fired his agent because the agent was charging him 3.5%, but never told him he had to pay 2% to a buyer agent, and he got pissed. So he canceled the listing. This is the property. Can you guys see the property? All right, I just want feedback from you guys. I don't want you guys all quiet. Anyways, I'm scheduled to call it. I'm scheduled. Let me turn this off. Back to me. You guys just got a snip of the shit that I deal with every day. Now, my robot is talking to a couple thousand people. And once again, they might not ready to go right now. They might not be ready to go next month. But when they're ready to go, I'm in front of their face. I'm in front of their face all the time. And that system will track them. As long as they use that same email, that system's going to track them for the rest of their life.
Hey,
So,
Alfred, okay. Can I intervene real quick?
Yeah,
this
is all. This is
I
for
love
you.
your passion. I don't mean to cut you off, but I know you'll just keep going on and on and on. So, and what you got is powerful. Couple of questions. All right. So KP, you said KP Connect. What's it called?
It's called Bold Trail, aka KV Core.
KV Core. Is that with Century 21 only?
No. It's an open platform. Remember, it used to be called KV Core, but now it's called Bold Trail, which I hate that name.
Bold Trail. So
Yeah.
it's a platform, Bold Trail.
Yes.
That sounds like it's almost like a Ylopo.
It is like Ylopo. Yeah, Alex Garcia is a master of Ylopo. She'll tell you.
Yeah,
okay.
I have Ylopo too. Okay,
so it goes from the lead generation to your KB or the bold trail.
Correct.
As soon as it hits Bold Trail, it gets inundated with 6 different touches from you at the same time.
Yes.
That shit is bananas, bro. Wow.
And think about it like this. I built a campaign based on that type of lead. So if it's a cancel, it's a conversation about cancel. Because remember, a cancel could have been like the agent didn't do their job, they didn't service the client, and the client, as I had it with you, I'm gonna cancel you. Okay, let's not get it confused. And expired, that means that the contract expired, the agent didn't sell the house for reasons, and I'm not going to get into it. And number three, let's not get it confused here. I'm going to say it again. Withdrawn. Withdrawn means that it was a contingent sale. They couldn't find a replacement home. They're like, fuck it, we're just going to stay here.
Got it.
Okay, so don't confuse those.
So with withdrawals, I try to stay away from withdrawals because they're still legally contracted with an agent. So
Correct.
I try not to. Yeah, so I'm violating if I try to get in contact or whatever. Blah blah blah, whatever. So so there's bold. You set them out. So you don't have to do anything. They just do all the touches. Who sets all this up? Who? I'm sure you have like a tech guy that sets all this up.
Yeah, you see the screen?
Yeah.
This guy right here, the dummy.
Wow.
Yeah, the dummy right here does it all. Now,
all right, cool.
I'm gonna ask my brokerage if we could do a KV Core training, because I think we need a refresher, and I'm gonna invite you to come over and do the training with us. That way you can drill me with questions, how to build your campaigns. The system comes with campaigns, but you gotta tweak them to our language, right? You gotta make it yours. The way Stefan talks, the way Rebecca talks, the way Miguel talks. You can't. Don't go. I don't want to show you, and then you copy paste, and then you don't sound
absolutely.
like me.
So,
you know.
I'm sure there's like an AI system where the AI can recognize my behavior and actually maybe integrate with the bot that's texting, so they makes it sound more natural. I would assume. I don't know. Here's like 100 miles an hour.
Here's another thing. The robot is built in. Like, let me show you guys real quick. I went back to answer your question. Okay. So right here, there's an email and there's a text right here. These two. If you want to email Eric, if you guys can see Eric, but you don't even know what to talk about, right? You want to email him. You want to follow up. You don't want to sound like a robot. You see this button say use Smart Assistant? This robot will build out an email for me. So let's say this Eric guy is a seller in Montebello. I'm going to say like, please email. Check it out, guys. Please email Eric and let him know the market is hot in Montebello. Check it out. I just told the robot to do that. Create craft, and look at the robot. We'll put the subject, and they'll create the email. Boom, 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 boom. You guys see that?
Wow.
And that's in bold? That's in bold?
It's built into it. It has a built-in AI.
So you do one BombBomb video for all emails? How many BombBomb videos? Just one?
Well, I have a video library of BombBomb, and I integrate it to Bold Trail, and then I select the video depending on the client.
Alfred, and
Yes.
here I thought you were always customizing that email I'm always getting from you still.
Yeah, it's not me. It's guys, I love technology. I love AI. I love everything. But at the end of the day, let me be very transparent with you guys. You got to know your shit. You got to know your scripts, because the robot is not going to call for me and close a deal when I'm at the kitchen table. That's not going to happen. So please, let me be the first one to tell you, because everybody says, oh, I got this. I got a ISA from China or Philippines calling. All that is great. But at the end of the day, you still got to learn how to close. And that's the only way it's going to happen, is coming to the meetings, going on these calls, belly to belly, asking these questions. So please don't get it all, oh my God, I'm going to go buy Bold Trail and then blast everybody. It's not going to happen that way. It's not. It's just there to help you and assist you. But remember what Grant Cardone says. The sale, 80% of the sales made on the 5th to 12th contact. That means you got to contact somebody 5 to 12 times before they list with you or buy with you. So please don't get that twisted. Okay? But I hope I just showed you, Stefan, just a little bit of who you're competing with, right? You're not competing with me, but I'm sure there's a badass agent in Calabasas that has technology like I do, right? But it costs money. Here's another thing. I get it. It costs money. Some of us are struggling. I get it. But at least I know if you're part of the CRMLS, if you for some reason cannot afford KV Cord in your office or by yourself, because it is $500 for yourself, you still, I believe with CRMLS, you get Lion's Desk. You have to have a CRM, which is a customer relationship management. It's just to input your data, put your leads in there, and till you close the deal, then you either get Follow Boss, which is another platform that I like. And if you can afford Follow Boss for a while to get, a little bit more transactions, then, if you're in your office like us, we're spoiled. We pay like $90 for KV Core. Then, or talk to your broker. Hey, can you guys get KV Core or Bull Trail, whatever you. Some of us are here from different brokerages, but at our office, we're spoiled by Felix, so we got it. Anybody?
Alfred.
Yes.
Sorry. Question. So how much is both for like have all that full integration system that you have?
700.
That's
700. Yeah, because it comes with you could connect your BombBomb through it. They sell you BombBomb, which is an app, pretty cool app. The ringless voicemail, I think, is for 500 ringless voicemails is $50, and then it's a unlimited email and text.
Limited email, text, 500 voicemails, and then I would assume they charge you more for the voicemails.
You could buy. There's different packages. Right, cool. Yeah, I'm just giving you the basics. I don't think you need more than 500. I don't even go through them myself.
Got it.
Yes, Mehans. Yes, it's. I'll go ahead, Stefan. I'm gonna answer that question right now in the chat. If anybody has a question, put it on the chat. Go ahead, Stefan.
I'm good. Thank you, man. I don't mean to cut everybody off. I appreciate it. I'm just excited to hear about this. I think it's awesome.
I just dropped a bomb on you, bro. You got baptized today. All right. Anybody else has any questions or anything that's holding you back from making the call? Who do you target right now? Let me tell you guys, expires and for sale by owners are the best right now. Those are the hand raisers. Those are the people that wanted to sell and didn't sell for whatever reason. So I would advise you to target them. Target those on top of whatever else you're doing, because that's a listing right there. I see Ida came in. Viviana, what's up, guys? Welcome.
Alfred, you said you are going to do a refresher to show us how to do the campaign on KV Core?
Yes, I will talk to Alex and I'll talk to Felix. And we're going to do a refresher at the office, and you guys are more than welcome to come. Well, even if you're not part of the office, as long as you even if you don't purchase KV Core yet and you just want to ask questions to see how it looks, we'll be doing a training. We try to keep our trainings consistent on what's important, right? Tabitha, for example, I like to do scripts and role play. Like I do that shit every day with Grant Cardone at 7 a.m. You guys are more than welcome to join. There's like 300 of us, and I could post a link here on the chat. I'm gonna post it for you guys right now. Keep it, save it on your notes. You guys can go in there. You don't even have to role play, as long as you hear other people role playing. I'll post it right now. As long as you guys hear other people role playing, you'll get ideas from that. You don't have to role play. You don't have to turn your camera on. Just keep it to yourself. Don't start giving it to everybody, because then they're not gonna track you down. You don't have to have your name. I just shared it into the group. I spent $25,000 for this class for the rest of my life, so I'm giving it to you guys for free. I know Ben has been. I know Ben's been on that class before. I think Robert. Who else in this call? I don't know who else has been in that call, but that's a badass call. I just shared with you guys a link. It's a daily call from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Remember, their office is on. My training is done East Coast time, so they're 3 hours ahead of us here in California. Anybody else has any other questions? Let's keep this ball rolling. It's 7:45. Go ahead.
So there's no password or anything that we need to join the call?
Nope. You just join the call and listen and become a student.
Okay.
Absorb. Show up with an empty cup so they could pour on you.
I want to talk about something else, guys.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, so for the last almost a month, I met up with some people at the San Bernardino courthouse, which is attorneys, 2 of them, and then some other guys who work outside the courthouse. And I've been going after divorce listings, and it's been overwhelming. I probably had already about 4 or 5 listing appointments. and they have become overwhelming to me. Have any of you guys done or has gone up her divorce listings? Does anybody?
To answer your question, from what I heard is you went to the courthouse to get information
Well,
about people.
No, I already talked to 2 attorneys. I'm working with 2 attorneys. I've been going to few listings appointments, but it has become overwhelming. So I'm just wondering if anybody he has worked with divorce attorneys or divorce listings.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I've done
Jesse, I see.
yeah. I've done a few. Yeah, I can get difficult, especially the ones I've had where both sides are just, talking, smack about each other. I've been at the dinner table, I'm in the middle, and they're, both just, saying shit about each other, and it makes it very uncomfortable. You just got to stay in that neutral position. I went in, I'm just here to get paper signed. I don't really care what you guys are saying about each other. Get this signed and, get me out of here. Like, I'm not going to deal with this or deal with that, or, the mess that they're talking. One's talking to me about the other person, the other one's talking about the other person. I just pay no attention to it. I'm just trying to get through the sale and get it closed as fast as I can. So yeah, it sucks. I mean, the last one I did, the wife was almost killing the deal, and it was very stressful to get it to the end. But that's kind of what comes with that territory, especially if it's not an amicable divorce. It's going to get difficult, and you just got to be prepared for it because one or both parties may say something about each other to you, and you just got to keep it to yourself and just do your business. So
Yeah,
that's like I said, I look at it. It can get difficult,
I think
especially if they're not on the best terms.
it has become overwhelming because I've been going to all these appointments and I tend to I guess to like not see what the problem is. I'm just there to, you know, sell the property. Bottom line. I don't talk about what happened unless if they start talking and I just shut up and I listen to what they have to say. But in some way, somehow I feel like it's overwhelming. I want to throw the towel and I said, man, 5 appointments. And on top of that, I mean, when they have to list the property, it has to be 3 proposals from 3 different agents. And that's something that I'm like, oh, shit. That was one. 2 is that, yeah, it could be, either or it could be the cycle and they're all talking about, smack about each other. And the other one that I have problem is that I feel like that it's overwhelming. I mean, I feel like I'm taking, a lot of stress listening to all this thing. So I don't know if you like you said, Ben, I mean, you work with them and I know it's stressful, but any good, nuggets?
I mean, yeah, like, best I could say is just whatever they're saying, that's, whether they're talking smack, just let it go one ear in ear and out the other. I pay no attention to it. Like, I've had one where the wife, trying to tell me why they got divorced, and she started crying. And I was like, look, I'm just here to do X, Y, Z, and I gotta go. Like, I'm not here to be your counselor. I'm here to just sell the property. You gotta just finagle your way out of it and just pay no attention to what they're saying because it's gonna happen. It's like I said, especially with a bad situation, it's gonna happen. They're gonna say stuff about the other. They're gonna say it to you. They're gonna try and get you to pull to their side, and you just gotta stay in that middle and just say, look, I'm here to get this sold. So you guys can both move on with the rest of your lives. You can wipe your hands clean and move on. That's what I'm here to do. I can't. I'm not taking sides. I'm in the middle. I'm just trying to do what needs to be done so you guys can move on with your life. And just leave it at that. It really just depends on can you deal with it because it's gonna come with that territory. But like I said, especially if it's a bad situation. Like there's no way around it. Like
Right.
if you can't handle that, I don't know what else to say. You just gotta let it go in one ear and out the other.
Before it starts, yeah, before it starts hitting. It's overwhelming. I mean, it's time consuming. One thing that I noticed is it's time consuming. Number 2 is that you have to literally just compete with other agents who might giving away their commission. Which is I have no problem, negotiating commission, but to a point where I just like I'm not working for free. Number three is like, you know, I've been going to three of them. One where the wife lives on the property, husband and wife live on the property separate, and for some reason these two cannot get along or decide what they want to do, how they're going to do it. Number two, I have the court has agreed and they decided to go with me. Now the psycho husband, after coming to the property, agreed to everything, texts me 30 minutes later saying like, I changed my mind, Alex. I'm not gonna pursue because she wants to change terms, blah blah blah. And I said, well, court decided everything. Goes like, it's my property, my rules. So
Yeah, real.
those issues are like kind of like overwhelming. I said like maybe I'm going in the wrong direction.
So here it is to put a nail in the coffin. Here's my perspective, right? And Jesse's smiling because here I'm about to drop a bomb on you. Here it is, guys. Just like we talked about earlier. First of all, find out who your client is. Who do you want to work with? We have a lot of options. Do you want to be a listing agent, a buyer agent, a probate specialist, a divorce counselor, or do you want to go after expires for sale by owners, withdrawals, and all the other beautiful stuff coming in? And number two, you're saying, is it worth the headache? Hey, I think the harder the file, the better you become as an agent. You build calluses in your mind on how to become a professional problem solver, right? Yes, I want the easy ones, but the easy ones don't teach me shit. I want the hard ones right now. So when the easy ones come, I already know what to do. Plus, each one teach one. I help a lot of agents. I want to learn how to help them and solve their problems because when I started in real estate, Alex, nobody wanted to help me. And I told myself, when I have the opportunity to be in a platform where I learn how to do this business and I could reach out and help another agent up and help them solve their problem, that's worth more than the commission, right? So, like Benjamin said earlier as well, we all got problems going on. But sometimes we need to listen before we open this, right? Number two, when you meet with divorced people, always have the decision makers together and you put things into perspective. Hey, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, I understand you're getting divorced and I'm sorry to hear that. But just so you guys know, the way I work is like this. Blah, 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 blah. Put your rules up front in front of them and say, hey, and only three things are going to happen when I'm here with you guys. Number one, you're going to list with me. Number two, you're not going to list with me. And number three, I might not even want to take your listing because I don't want your drama. Fair enough? Sign here and here, and let's get the ball rolling. Right? Now, Jesse, you were going to say something.
Hey, Alfred. Hey, group. Thanks for having me in.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a two-tier question, Alex. Number one, if you're driving out to the courthouse, they're already pissed off. They're at the courthouse.
Right.
So good luck. Okay. The second part to that is there is data services for public records, which a divorce is a public record. So if you wanted to go ahead and work that, I recommend to all my agents, go ahead and do the data. If you call the data and the phone number is registered to the address, you understand that you already confirmed that they live there. You already know something about them that they don't know about you, that they're going through an issue, okay? So you go into the education phase. I keep seeing KV Core, I keep seeing Follow Up Boss, and I'll just tell you, like, I'm a master at KV Core. So I can tell, you know, a divorcee by setting up a campaign for text messages and emails. You know, let me give you a market update. Let me give you this. Oh, okay. Well, by the way, I don't know you and I don't know your husband. All right. And it's funny you guys brought that up today because I am working with a divorced couple on a lead that I just got on Sunday. Her name is Courtney, Riverside. No problem. So I said, hey, all right, Courtney, can you tell me a little bit of what's going on? Well, she said, you know, well, we got to sell the house. All right, not a problem. Have you filed for a divorce? Yes, we've already filed. All right, no problem. So just so you know, I'm actually cheaper than your attorney. So the faster that we can go ahead and come to terms, the easier the transaction is going to be. Have both of you guys decided to sell the home? Yes, we have. Okay, great. No, so for your protection and mine, I am going to recommend a couple things. Are you guys on talking terms, number one? Yes, we still are. Then let's go ahead and do a Zoom call together, all three of us, where I'm going to go ahead and do the presentation on what is going to happen in the transaction. And it's going to be recorded so that both of you guys can have it. At the same time, I'm going to issue you guys a net sheet so that you guys can both see what you guys are going to be left with. And the last part, for your protection and mine, I would rather just meet with the one person that's at the property once the agreement is signed. Does that make sense? If in case, we start working together, I will do a three-way text message with both of you. In the text message, I'm going to ask you what I need, and that's it. So there really is no communication amongst both of you guys. Now, the next question that you will bring up is, well, what do I charge? And that's a great question. I charge equivalent to how big your problem is. So if you guys will make it easy for me, then the fee will be 2.5% commission, 3% commission. If in case, you guys are not talking to one another and I have to drive to meet with you, Alex, and then I have to drive to go and meet with you, Alexandra, that's more work. You understand, more work, more cost. Does that make sense? Right? Because now I'm dealing with 3 people. I'm dealing with 4 people. I'm dealing with a buyer, a buyer's agent, and 2 separate parties that can't get along. So the fee will be higher, right? So again, we'll start off at 3% commission. Now, do you know about the new rules that just took place or about to take place on the 17th? All right. Well, here's the thing. I'm only charging you the fee to represent you. When we get an offer on your property, the other agent, the selling agent, is also going to go ahead and probably throw whatever they would like to earn as a commission. I love this feature. So I get to charge you for what my fee is, and they get to go ahead and ask you to pay them a commission for whatever their fee is. And by the way, their fee is negotiable. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to get you your estimated net sheet that I promised. I'm going to get you, the presentation that, I promised to both of you. But before I let you go, Alex, where are you thinking of moving, or what are your plans after this home sells?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Real quick, sorry, just I have to cut you off.
No
Guys,
problem. Thank you.
it is 9:59. Don't worry, I have this recorded, right, guys? So guess what? If you want it, let me know. I do want to give the opportunity, Jesse. That's fire, bro. We have to have another call with you.
Thank you.
Real quick, Miguel, you have your hand raised. You have a question? You're on mute.
Okay. Hey, that was amazing, Jesse. That was good to hear.
Thanks, Miguel.
My question is, I met a lady who's getting divorced a year ago at an open house. I've been communicating with her. Just Alex, when I call her, she wants to rant. I just stay on the phone, listen to her. But I just realized that I haven't met the husband. I haven't gone to court. And she has mentioned, that the judge has to decide. And so I think I haven't been doing this right. I don't know how to get in front of the judge or in front of the lawyer. I haven't asked those questions. I didn't know. I was just kind of depending on her wanting to recommend me. Yeah, so I guess I don't know how to get in front of the judge or, yeah. I can't hear.
So I'll make this one really quick. Alex, you're 100% correct. I asked a question of, have you already filed for divorce? And are you already there? Because remember, guys, as a real estate agent, we just need one person to sign the listing agreement. So you gotta make one person fall in love with you. Now, if you go and try to talk to, the judge, or you talk to the real estate attorney, then that attorney has to give 3 referrals. Now you're making more work for yourself. Okay. The next question that you would ask, Miguel, is who is living in the house right now? So talk to her, you know, I'm living in the house right now. Okay, well, you already know her. She semi likes you and you know where she lives. So the other thing is, if you already know that, you need to ask her, well, where does your ex-husband live? Or where does your husband live? Well, he's renting a place. He's living with his brother. And that's the one you're going to go and door knock. Boom, 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 boom. You want to make sure that you get the agreement signed before, you know, you have them meet up with their attorneys. Now, I'll tell you, I just did another deal. This is 6 months ago through a divorce in Ontario. The guy owns a commercial real estate, a commercial building where he runs his business. The missus was in Hesperia on a property that's free and clear. And cats and dogs, okay? They hate each other. And I knew that. The guy said, I'm not signing anything. You came from her. Okay, no problem. So we went down to Ontario and I said, wow, this is a very amazing business, Senor Daniel. How long have you been in business? 25 years. Awesome. How would you like to have a way to keep your business? Because this is a different scenario. And he goes, what do you mean? She wants everything. Okay. How about I do a refi cash out on the business and you let her keep the home? The business is worth $1 million. The house in Hesperia is worth 500. So the cash out, or I'm sorry, 400. So the balance is 1.5 million and you supposedly deserve half. So you owe her 750,000. So if we could go ahead and do a $400,000 refi cash out on the bills on the business, you can give her the $250,000 to balance the equation. Like I said, I'm cheaper than a attorney, and we don't have to go to the judge because you guys know probates and judges. It's probably going to be a year before you guys get to be in front of one. Can you guys wait a year? I thought you guys were, you know, fighting one another. I want to fix this as soon as possible. So hopefully that answered your question, Miguel. If you already know where one is, find out where the other one is, right? And the other thing too, if you already know that she wants to sell the house, but he does not, just beat them to the punch, get the signature of the wife. And then you can show up to the husband and say, hey, you know what? I'm already hired. I'm already hired by the other party. So unless you guys want to pay 2 realtors, can I just have 5 minutes with you? I'm already hired. So are you going to pay 2 attorneys, 2 realtors? I don't care. I'm already hired. I just need 5 minutes, Miguel, and we'll go over the options that you have. Fair enough, right? So hopefully that answers the questions. Thank you guys so much.
Good nuggets, man. Thank you.
There you go, guys. You guys know, once again, I will have this recording. I'm probably gonna have to play it a couple more times before I get it right, what Jesse said. Anyways, once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. Man, these calls are getting hotter and hotter. I gotta respect everybody's time. Is 10:05 and it's Wednesday, right? We're in the middle of summer. Technically, summer's almost over. We're in the middle of it, so you got to start thinking like, damn, I better kick it up a notch right now. There's no time to not be pressing that pedal to the metal. You got to go even harder. Join these rooms. Reach out to Jesse. I know he does this also private coaching as well. This is an open floor plan for everybody. This is a community for everybody. I don't care what office you're with. We're on the same boat here. So it is what it is, guys, right? I hope today this call brought you guys a lot of nuggets because, man, I got goosebumps. I'm going to have this recording and I'm going to send it to Robert. Don't forget tomorrow, there's a link here tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We have a very special guest from the show, $1 Million Listing. He's been with Ryan. You got to register. This event is at 12 o'clock on how in the East Coast they're dealing with the NAR settlement event and how to take advantage of the whole lawsuit. And everybody's invited. It's at 12 o'clock, but you got to register. I think there's over 50 people already registered. It's free. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to be on the panel with these guys, and I'm gonna drill this guy with questions because I got
Is
my
it
own
today or
questions.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Once
So
again,
is that
thank you
gonna,
guys. Go ahead.
is that gonna be, is that gonna be a Zoom call as well?
Yeah.
Yes, and
Okay.
everything's on Zoom right now. We're operating like COVID, right? Anyways, once again, thank you guys all for being here. There was over 25 of us. Awesome. Make it a great day. Robert, anything last words, Robert?
Now, guys, register, join us, ask questions. Mr. Alfred Galvan, the GOAT, is gonna be drilling this guy with questions, so gonna be a good one tomorrow.
All right, guys.
I have a question. Tell people there's a siege of COVID again because I have a friend that works at the hospital and they're seeing a lot of COVID patients coming in lately.
Uh-oh. All right, well, make it a great day. Nothing else pays, guys. Peace out. See you guys on the next call. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.